Hey everyone, so tonight I just wanted to make hopefully a quick video about how Darren, the drummer from the Dead Kennedys, died a couple days ago as the result of a fall in his home. And again, most, well, pretty much, I had no idea he died. I stumbled across this information um, through a couple other links that I had followed, and I saw a footnote about how he died at the bottom of another article that I was reading that had nothing to do with him or the Dead Kennedys or anything. And it's like nobody cares again. And I mean, I understand that the Dead Kennedys, although they were an incredibly important band and they were possibly the biggest out of all like the American hardcore punk bands of the early 80s, I get that their time in the sun has come and gone, but that doesn't make his death any less impactful for those of us that have loved the Kennedys for like 7/10 of our lives. Uh, Not to mention that his impact on popular music has been so significant, not just because of what he managed to achieve as the drummer for the Kennedys, which is great because you mix him and Klaus's rhythm section with East Bay Ray's guitar work, and then Biafra's his lyrical satirical skewering of the American government. I mean, there was a serious recipe for success there. But then the other three guys in the band had wanted to sign to a major label. But Biafra, of course, being Biafra, said, yeah, you guys can sign to a major label. You just have to find yourselves a new vocalist. And that pretty much solidified the fact that the guys in the band were going to struggle, financially speaking, for pretty much the rest of their lives. And I think it's also really sad that his passing has gone without anybody mentioning. Like the few outlets that I have since tracked down where they did discuss his passing, nobody mentioned how he not only was he the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers during the Mother's Milk era, and how he played a significant role in the writing and the recording of that album, but he was also the linchpin, you know, he was the person, that introduced Anthony and Flea to John. And John, of course, would be a massive creative force on and off for the rest of the Red Hot Chili Peppers career. And it seems that whenever John was in the band, the Chili Peppers were never stronger. And Darren is the person for, you know, introducing everyone. So without him, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I mean, they most likely never would have achieved the monumental levels of success that they have managed to achieve. So Darren was instrumental in sort of catapulting the Red Hot Chili Peppers from like a college radio band into like superstardom. Well, him and Rick Rubin, of course. Don't want to forget Rubin's impact. But Darren introduced John to the rest of the guys in the band, and that was that. And unfortunately, the Chili Peppers had to fire Darren from the Chili Peppers, if I'm not mistaken, because of his drug problem, which, you know, kind of go hand in hand, right? Guys in bands and drugs, there's just, especially from that era, they do seem to go together really easily. But nonetheless, I think it's incredibly sad that he's gone and how it just seems that nobody cares. I think that's the most tragic aspect here, is that somebody can achieve as much as he's managed to achieve, but because, you know, he never made it to like the Madonna type heights of success, no one really gives a fuck, right? And I still haven't heard anything from Biafra. He hasn't issued a statement. Now, I know Biafra and the other three guys in the band had sort of had a massive falling out a ways back over unpaid royalties that Biafra was using to sort of sneak out the rest of the rights to the Dead Kennedys' music so that his label, Alternative Tentacles, could take 100% of the profits. And somebody at Alternative Tentacles had ratted this out to the rest of the guys in the band, and he told them, this individual told the other three guys in the band that Jello was withholding the $250,000, and he was using it as sort of a bargaining chip in order to get them to sign over the remaining rights of the Dead Kennedys' music to him. But all the while, he had no right to do that because the money was straight owed to them through royalties and whatnot that had accumulated over the years. So they took him to court. They beat him in court. I know since then, him and the other three guys haven't really been on the best terms. And it's really disappointing that Jello would act that way, but what can you do? So, yeah. So I think I've said everything I want to say. I think it's incredibly sad that nobody really paid attention to this. But at the same time, I can't claim to be too surprised. So thanks so much for hanging out with me while I discussed this incredibly somber topic. Like always, don't forget to do something nice for someone. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe. And we will see you guys really soon.